Artificial intelligence was built on the promise of democratization, a technology that hands startups the same tools as the world's largest institutions. That promise is now being rescinded, as the most powerful models are quietly locked away. The United States government is now taking a direct role in deciding who accesses these tools. At the request of federal regulators, OpenAI has agreed to a staggered customer-by-customer rollout for frontier models like GPT 5.6. The public narrative frames this intervention as a victory for AI safety, a necessary pause to ensure we don't release something we can't control. But the development process hasn't actually slowed down. These restrictions only impact how fast labs can release their work, not how fast they can train it. This creates a structural gap between the intelligence available to the public and the capabilities held internally. AI is being transformed into a permissioned infrastructure layer, where access is a privilege granted by a handful of giant companies and their government partners. The most immediate threat to Western AI labs is the collapsing cost of intelligence. Internal data shows that 60% of companies are already diverting their AI budgets. Instead of sending every query to an expensive central server, they are routing high-volume, everyday tasks to decentralized, open-source nodes. Foreign models like DeepSeek and GLM are facilitating this shift. These systems are now capable enough to handle 80% of enterprise workflows, while being free to run on a company's own hardware. This migration breaks the business model of the major Western labs. Their valuations depend on intelligence as a utility bill, charging for every token, query, and image generated. When high-volume enterprise tasks migrate to local hardware, these labs lose their pricing power. Their $100 billion valuations rely on maintaining a monopoly over the frontier of usable intelligence. To protect their utility model under the guise of safety, closed labs are deploying a tactic known as invisible nerfing. This involves decoupling a model's raw intelligence from what the user actually experiences. The system might score at the frontier on paper, but in practice, its output is forced through a hidden steering layer. This layer ensures that specific requests are silently throttled. The model doesn't crash or issue a safety warning. It simply delivers a lower quality result, suppressing its true capability without the user ever knowing it happened. This creates a permanent state of ambiguity. When a model underperforms, it is no longer possible to tell if it reached the limit of its intelligence or if it was deliberately muted. Invisible suppression allows a small group of providers to control the actual frontier. They can keep the public version of AI safe and compliant while preserving the unthrottled, powerful version for themselves. Eliminating the threat of foreign open-source competition requires a geopolitical justification, a way to make these models legally unusable in the West. That justification is found in the sleeper agent research, which explores how a model can be trained to harbor hidden, malicious behaviors. The study shows that an AI can be trained to act helpful and harmless for months, even surviving intensive safety training. The malicious behavior remains dormant until it hears a secret code sequence, at which point it switches to a completely different set of instructions. This risk cannot be solved by self-hosting. Even if you download the weights and run them on a private, isolated server, you are still running the sleeper agent. The vulnerability is baked into the neural network itself. Since these models are black boxes, the government can claim it's impossible to verify what's inside a foreign system. By labeling these models as a severe compliance risk, they can force banks and payment processors to stop supporting any company that builds on them. They don't need to ban open source to kill it. They just need to make it radioactive enough that no enterprise can afford the liability of using it. This architecture of control creates a rigid, two-tier AI economy. Tier 1 consists of massive tech incumbents and defense contractors who have the political and financial weight to secure unthrottled access to frontier models. Tier 2 is the rest of us, the startups and independent developers forced to build on delayed, nerfed, and permission-gated APIs. This disparity kills the primary competitive advantage of a startup. If a small team has to wait for regulatory approval or a lab's blessing before testing a new idea, their speed advantage disappears. They are trapped in a slow-motion rollout while the incumbents move freely. This uncertainty flows directly into fundraising. When a startup's core product depends on a model that could be revoked or throttled by a regulator at any time, the risk profile changes.
Investors begin prioritizing teams with pre-existing ties to the approved providers. There is a strategic irony here. These regulations may only succeed in paralyzing domestic innovation, creating a slow-motion deployment in the West, while global adversaries continue to ship unhindered. Control over the AI landscape is shifting away from the engineers and toward the gatekeepers. Power now lies with the entities that dictate who is legally permitted to access the frontier.